We went to lots of museums. We went to the Louvre, the Pompidou. We, were at our own leisure for a good bit too. It wasn't just all class. Class was great, but we were able to explore on our own. Yes, we took a French culture class, which was interesting. We did some wine tasting, and we learned like the general phrases to get around, and like the politically correct things to do in France. If we did them well or not, we tried. And let's see, we took I had a photography class, which was really fun, and that was. The assignments were fairly simple, and they allowed you to be creative with them. That was with Jamie Baldrige. Well, yeah, the meals are pretty much, they're included like your breakfast and your dinner. You're going to be out and about, so lunch is something you want to budget in. But I mean, if you're smart, sometimes you can like grab some fruit at breakfast and eat it for lunch. You can manage that. What else? The hostel was okay. It was a bit noisy, but the rooms were fairly simple. It gets hot, no air conditioning. You gotta be you gotta think conservative while you're there, and just be grateful for what you have. I think we're spoiled over here, but it was they were nice. It was very clean. They had like a little bar. I don't know if it's going to be at the same place, but they had like a little bar downstairs if you wanted to get drinks, and in the evenings, and you had a key. You could stay out as late as you want. As long as you had your key, you could come in. It was nice. We did travel to Poitiers and Nice, and sometimes as a group, sometimes not as a group. And I highly recommend those side trips. Like you can pay for them on the side. You have to kind of decide if you're going to do this ahead of time. But those are really great. It's one thing to be in Paris, like in the northern part, but then to have the opportunity to go to the southern part in Nice and use the train system. It was great to see the countryside, and then also the beaches in Nice, and the market, and there's a lot of neat things there. So. And Poitiers was nice as well. So yeah. I'm a visual arts major, and I would say, yeah, it was everything. I didn't really expect anything. I was just kind of open to whatever. I like to be spontaneous. It was an awesome experience for me. I'd say that it was the longest I'd ever been away from home, and I was with people I didn't know. I got to meet a new crowd, and I really got to find myself in a sense there, which was really neat. And we weren't just confined to Paris. Paris was awesome, but being able to travel on the weekends were really nice as well. I would say that the cost is fairly decent, but it is totally worth it. Like, I mean, whatever you have to do, you're going to get so much out of it that in the long run, it's a priceless trip. And if you can finance it or whatever you have to do, I'd say that you're going to get so much there that you never expected, that it's definitely worth it. So my best experience was in Switzerland. I kind of bonded with two girls that I really didn't know too well. It turned out great. We traveled to Switzerland together, and we ended up canyoning. And yeah, that was the awesomest experience ever, just jumping off of a 35-foot canyon.
Yeah.
Well, being a visual artist, I'd say that when you're put into a country that you don't speak the language and you don't read anything, you were forced to look at things in a visual perspective only. Like I never realized you take for granted signs and certain things that you see every day to navigate, and being in all these different countries, Paris in particular, like just having to read these signs from a visual standpoint and figure out where you're going to go, and just I don't know, just looking around you, everything is just you just take it all in differently, and that was it was something that I think made a big impression on me. being there, and I loved it. You know, just experiencing a different culture, kind of from a different standpoint. One more thing that I'll add is, you know, there's numerous scholarships available for these programs, and you know, I kind of put it aside, and you know, I didn't do it, but actually, finally, something just struck me. I went out of my way and I did it, and you know, I don't think a lot of people took that advantage, and you know, I was rewarded one, so I definitely recommend trying that. It's a simple application. You know, you write a little paragraph about, you know, what you expect to get out of the trip, and you know, why you're going, and you know, I think it's something that you should definitely try for. Anything helps. Oh, well, they award several $1,000 scholarships, and then there's one $2,500 scholarship, and it's among all the study abroad programs. But I mean, I think a lot of people just think, oh, I'm not going to get it, and don't even try. So I think it's definitely worth trying, because if everyone thought that way, then you know, you have a better chance. I don't know. Do it. It's great.